Welcome back to my channel, Sunny Art Academy. We are going to be talking about travel journals today. Now, if you want to know more, make sure you subscribe. If you hit subscribe, you will not miss any more of the art classes and art lessons that I have for the whole family. I'm going to flip through my journal and tell you all about it. We have done some traveling this year, and I haven't done a video about it. I want to show you my sketchbook that I have kept over the years when we've gone to Yosemite. Yosemite is one of my all-time favorite places to go, and I'm going to flip through the pages and kind of show you different things that I've sketched out, journaled. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's super simple. I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 videos on it. So I've had several people ask me to show off some of my travel paintings and some of my travel painting notebooks. One of our all-time favorite places to go is Yosemite. Curry Village, Camp Curry. We used to go stay there all the time. And so anyway, this is like a compilation of, you know, the sign for Camp Curry, and I kind of did some hand lettering for the front of it, so it kind of shows all the stuff that we've done, all the different places we've gone. This right here is the Best Western. I made all kinds of notes, and the reason why I made notes is sometimes I forget over the years, where did we stay? What did we do? What was the name of it? We love that. Why don't we do that again? When you are driving from San Diego, we live in San Diego, when you're coming in the south entrance of Yosemite, there is a place called Oakhurst, California. And there is a Best Western there, and I will never forget one of the first times we ever went, had left too late, and it was going to be dark. My husband didn't want to drive into the park in the dark because we wanted to see everything. So we ended up staying at the Best Western there in Oakhurst, which they called Yosemite Gateway. Anyway, it's the south entrance of Yosemite. So day one, we ended up, after we went for our hike, we went to lunch at the Wawona Hotel. And this is just, there's a fountain out the front, there's a driveway. It's a super old, wonderful hotel. Here is one of our hikes that we went to Vernal Falls. And of course, I don't know how, I mean, you're sitting on the side and I'm trying to draw and trying to figure out how to do water. And I didn't know how to do that, but this is a super old drawing. And then here's some more rocks and stuff like this. This is Bridal Falls. That's one of the first ones when you first come into Yosemite, into the actual valley. Here are the tent cabins that we stayed at in Curry Village. As you can see, I just went through and I want to indicate that we're in the forest. So I just did all of these green, watery looking, you know, bushes and stuff in the background, and then detail in the foreground. Every single one of them had a bear box, of course, and then we have steps, and all of them look different, but some of them are larger, some of them are smaller. Some of them you have to climb up to get in, and some just have a couple of steps. And then here is a sign for Camp Curry, and then this says day 2, and I don't know which day this is. I don't know which trip this is, because I know we did more than one trip. This may be the first trip. We actually went into Yosemite Village, and they have this restaurant that has all of these umbrellas. And later on, I actually did another painting of the umbrellas, but I don't know if I did it in this sketchbook or not. Here's Glacier Point, my interpretation of Glacier Point. It was late in the afternoon when we were there, so you had this sunset, hot sunset, and then this is looking down in the valley where the cool colors are. And then, of course, I always went through and wrote out stuff, you know, what we saw, where we were at. We climbed up on a bunch of rocks, and, of course, I have problems with heights, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to stay up here. So, anyway, yeah, so this is just another day, Monday. We went on another short hike. And I know that Horace, one day, my husband, went on a really long hike. So, and it looks like it's day 4. And when he went on that long hike, my daughter and I actually went in and took an art class. And that's where I actually got this all my travel stuff was that day in Yosemite, and then I've had it ever since, and I've used it over and over and over. And one day we went swimming, and this is the swimming pool in Curry Village, and this was the cafe where in the morning we would get up, we would come and get coffee. I always had to have my coffee and get Katerina a muffin, and Horace always had to have his Pepsi. And here's a vertical. Here's the falls, the Yosemite Falls, the upper and the lower, and the path that we went on to get there. And this was another trip. We went to Rock Creek, and Horace and Katerina were fishing. This totally looks like her. This doesn't look like him. But I don't know. Sometimes when you're drawing, you're good at it, and sometimes you're not so much. So anyway, it's called practice, practice, practice. I don't know what this is. This was Rock Creek. Not really sure what's going on. Tom's Place. I don't know if you've ever been to any of those places, but this is in the Sierras. This is on the east side of the Sierras, close to Mammoth. So this is one of the, the rivers that we went to. Yeah, the Rock Creek Lake Resort. We were supposed to go camping. This was a completely different trip. We were supposed to go camping. We didn't get to go camp. We went where we were supposed to be camping. It was all rock, and we had a tent. It was like, I don't think we can stay here. So we went to find another place to stay. They had 2 nights we could stay at a cabin. We ended up staying at their cabin. This is the lake at Rock Creek. This is a different trip. This is one of the latest trips that we went on. We got our RV and went to McGee Creek and the trout ponds. So I'm just like sitting there drawing, and there's Horace being silly, and there's me. And then this is the sign. And I usually do signs because that is the entrance. So that's something that is memorable. All right, what else? And there we are. He's out, he's out sitting, and this was actually in Mammoth. This was in Mammoth, and I don't know, this was also the trail that we went on in Mammoth. We rode bikes, and that was really fun. I loved all the purple flowers, and you don't have a lot of time to paint, so you just gotta figure out how to get the, the main colors down and then get the highlights in there, and sometimes you just don't have a lot of time. So I drew it out really quick with pencil, and then I went in with my watercolor. But that's like one of my favorite paintings. And this is also just sitting in, we're inside, we're watching TV in our RV, and I think that's all that's in this one so far. So I still have 2 or 3 more pages. I don't know when or if we're going back to Yosemite, but I may fill it up with, I have photographs from my trips, and so it could be that I add, something back here of things that I want to remember and draw from a photo. So I hope you enjoyed looking at one of my travel journals of a couple of trips to Yosemite and Mammoth Mountain and the lakes and camping with me and my family.